All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to he is very happy with his new wife and regrets how I treated him when we were married. Japan.
What are you most afraid of?
Dying alone. I don't think that anyone would even notice that I was gone. They never do. If I change my phone number or something, my phone doesn't ever ring. I turned it off when we came in here like someone was going to call me. No one does.
Ooh, the wall. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll discuss
That's just what you say. I just feel like it's a little bit unfair. I'm so over waiting. Like, when is it gonna be my turn? What did I do wrong? The thing is, I don't even want to be getting married.
Always that question,
right
why did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? The answer is right there in their face, guys. They selected the wrong guys because they wanted to. They wanted feminism. They wanted to make decisions. You have to own it, lady.
I'm just starting to get nervous.
That's the wall right there.
What is wrong with me? I don't know why it's so easy for some people. I just feel like I'm never gonna find the person, if I even have a person. And I don't want to sit around swiping on fucking dating apps and going on these first dates where you just sit down and you're like, let's see if we like each other. It just feels so forced. I don't want to be alone forever. I feel like we're playing musical chairs, and if I don't spend time on it right now, then I'm going to be the last one standing up when everyone sits down and everyone's going to get married and start having kids, and then I'm just going to be like the last single person and no one is going to have time for me. Like, I didn't have a bad childhood. It wasn't like super traumatic. But then, like, if it wasn't purity culture that messed me up and made me afraid to, like, date and take risks, then what is it? Like, why am I such a pussy? I just feel like I'm always working so hard on something. I'm always working toward a goal. Like, when is it going to be my turn to, like, fall in love and relax and, like, chill? Even with content has been so fucking cool over the past few months, but I still don't feel like I'm in a place where I have like such an engaged community that I can relax. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what people want to see from me, and that's so consuming. And when stuff doesn't do well, it just feels like my life isn't interesting enough. God, I always used to say that, like, how can you even record if you're that upset? I don't know if I can post this.
the loneliness epidemic in
It's, she's a pretty lady. The reason she's alone because she chooses to be alone, guys. That's what it is. She already had met her husband. She's probably in her early 30s already. The majority of these women, they already met their husband, guys. Okay? Now she's just asking for empathy. What did I do wrong? It's not that what you did wrong. It's that you know what you did wrong. But you're looking for empathy. That's the wall right there, guys. Let's just go to the next one. Okay, if you want to watch the original content, I'm going to put the link in the description down below. That way you can just support the original content creator.
The prettier and more successful you are, the harder it is to date.
Interesting perspective.
Okay,
Let's hear some more about this.
So many women that I know that are super hot are single.
Okay, and
also for me, like, the more successful I get, I feel like the harder it is to date, because all of a sudden the layer of BS that you were kind of falling for before because you thought, oh yeah, I gotta put up with it, or like it's normal, all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, I don't actually need this.
so nothing about one's physical appearance actually changed, just one's attitude. Got it.
The more good looking you are, there is this thing that happens where boys think they need to humble you. They're so mean to me. They're so much meaner to me now than before I was successful and before I kind of came into my own.
No, that's not normal. What type of guys is one hanging around?
Like, they were so much nicer to me, and now it's like they really make it their job to humble me.
Maybe it has something to do with the attitude. There is a fine line, after all, between
You
being
can tell she has a very crappy attitude.
confident and being pompous.
For real, the hotter you are, like, so many hot women that I know, they're all single. Literally, so many successful women, like 90% of hot and successful women that I know, they're all single. And I'm like, why?
Very simply, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what a person looks like and how good looking they are. Some individuals just aren't willing to put up with a bad attitude.
That's what I said. Oh. Yeah, she have a very nasty attitude. You can tell she's one of those women that will just constantly test you because she will find you as a competition. I think Megan Kelly was talking about this, even herself. She's a very entrepreneur-driven lady, very boss girl, and she even said that she didn't even like the fact that her husband was doing very good with the kids, and she even hated that because it was always a competition. So it gets to a point that it's not even healthy. That's why we don't like you guys. Go to the next one.
Why are there so many single women out
Damn,
here
that's rough, bro. That's rough, man. And when they do that ponytail on top of their head, ugh.
that are struggling to find a man? Well, I'm going to tell you the reason, but you're not going to like the answer. Now, this may not apply to you, so don't take offense. But if you do, maybe you need to reflect why it makes you offended. Honestly, a lot of women treat men like trash. A lot of women take men for granted. A lot of women want men to take accountability for their actions and what they do. But boy, if you ask a woman to take accountability for her faults and her actions, it's straight to signing divorce papers.
Yep.
But my question is, why are women so resistant to taking accountability? Like, really?
Easy, it's not in their nature. It's not in their nature. They're not problem solvers. Not saying that they don't have the capability. They do have the capability, but innate, they're not problem solvers. They don't like that. They're not willing to do that because there's no incentive for them to do so. That's what it is.
What is the reason why you won't take accountability for your actions? I know for me personally, because I was this woman for many, many years, like most of my marriage, I realized it's because I thought I had to be perfect and that society judged me based on my level of perfection. And if I dare to take accountability for my faults and actions, then I would be even more demonized. But the reality is, me not taking accountability was making it worse. And I don't think a lot of women understand the fact that we are a lot of the problem. I'm not saying we're the whole problem, but at least on my platform, on this side of things, a lot of men are trying. They're putting in the effort. They're doing the things that they need to do. And women are taking their husbands for granted. They got married because they wanted to be married.
Yep.
Not because they wanted to be a wife. So you single ladies struggling to find a man, most men are not even wanting to get married anymore. Because they've dealt with bad relationship after bad relationship of women taking them for granted and treating them like trash. And honestly, I can't blame them. If you put all the effort in for a year, didn't get anything back, you wouldn't tolerate that either. So why are we expecting men to just sit down, shut up, and take it? You would advise every one of your girlfriends, girl, don't take that from him. Why should he take that from you? And honestly, I truly believe that lack of accountability is one of the #1 reasons
100%.
why marriages are failing. So we refuse to take ownership of the things that we need to take ownership for. But I can promise you, if you take accountability for your actions and work really hard to fix them, your marriage can look completely different. Because y'all, that's where I'm sitting right now. The problem is you just gotta swallow your pride, do what it takes to make a change.
And that's the problem right there, making a change. A lot of these females that we reacted to, one thing is always missing is accountability. They cannot even fathom to even look at themselves in the mirror and say, you know what? Maybe I was part of the problem. Maybe I created this situation. Maybe divorcing is not a good idea because I have kids. Their kids need my husband. But they don't do that. They just go with what their butterflies feels inside their body, and they just go and just destroy the rest of the family. And they struggle for years, and they cannot even admit they were wrong, guys. So they prefer to go down to the tomb, right? Yeah, to the graveyard, knowing that they were never admitted that they were wrong. So they prefer to swallow the pride. Oh, God. Let's go to the next one.
It never fails.
Well,
The daily bread for all men.
It is impossible for a woman after 40 to find a boyfriend. I have no children. I cook delicious food. I have a big house. Am I really that bad? Wow, yeah, you are really that bad. I'll tell you right now. But let's just see what happens here.
It never fails. A woman comes on the internet being vulnerable, being relatable, expressing how she feels to other women. And men jump on there and they take it as an opportunity to be like, see, and I'm sure you probably met plenty of men in your 20s, plenty of men in your 30s that you could have settled down and had kids for. But no, you thought you were too good for them and this and that.
Yeah,
like,
that's what happened. No way a female like that, at 40 years old, never had a chance to be with a man. No way, guys. No way.
doesn't mean desperate. So you can dump out that trash bag full of clothes because you're not bringing them to her house. Not every woman who is lonely is willing to settle for you. Don't let her tears on the internet fool you into thinking that she's probably thinking, I should have settled long ago. Like, some women don't want to settle. She might be lonely in the moment, but she still would rather choose this life.
Wow.
Don't act like single women are the only ones who are in tears. I'm sure there are married women who are also crying themselves to sleep every night because they married a raggedy man they met in their 20s, the raggedy man they met in their 30s. Some of these men want you to settle because they are the men they want you to settle for. So, of course, you're going to be like, see, I'm sure you met, they're the raggedy men they speak of. So her comment said things like, but at least you enjoyed your 20s when you didn't need no man. You missed the train, get a cat. Don't worry, it gets worse. Getting a man is not difficult.
Man, that comment section was cooking, guys. This is weird, but the men are telling her the truth. I know it's kind of rough. It's very rough. However, it's still the truth. And here, you see this person playing the sisterhood because this message might apply to her as well. You guys are messing her up. You guys need to tell her the truth. You should not be at her 40s. As beautiful as she was, single, guys. It's no way when you're getting approached constantly in your 20s, even in your 30s. There's no reason for her to be alone. But here you have the sisterhood, jumping in and say, no, everything will be fine. You're not the problem. See, lady in your 40s, you're not the problem. It's the man's fault.
It's getting a decent man that sometimes is an issue. People think the worst thing in the world is being alone, but it's not. It's being with someone that makes you feel alone.
Feel.
So for all the men out there that
said it, guys. Feel good. There you go.
Really worried about her, for some reason I think she'll be fine. I think she pulls her car up every day to the house that she owns, that she pays for herself. She probably crawls into her king-size bed that she doesn't have to share. She has a girl dinner, and I think she plans a solo trip or a trip with her girlfriends, spend time with her family and her friends. She probably has a pet. I think she'll be fine. So when you get back home to your basement at your mom's house and you're heating up that Hot Pocket that you didn't finish this morning and you crawl into your futon, I want you to realize that she's not worried about you, so maybe you shouldn't worry about her.
So you confirm the theory that
Yo, I'm telling you, the females give always their worst advice, man, when it comes down to dating. Let's go to the next one here.
Sitting down talking about just being single and in our 40s and the dating pool of men and women and how just that pool's a little dirty. Been single for about 5 years.
And notice how she's wearing big glasses, guys. You know why she's wearing big glasses, in my opinion? They do this. They try to hide something. They try to hide all this area right here from their eyes. Because that's where they really show their age, guys, in their eyes. And it's a good way. Look at even the way she's even doing the video. So she's covering her right side of her face. You see, you cannot see a lot of their neck because she's trying to cover her age, guys.
I really have learned a lot. And what I have really learned is the longer that you are single, and especially the longer that you are not intimate with someone, it really gives you the clarity of what you want, need, and deserve. Being single, it's one thing. That is a time of reflection for you, a time to get to know yourself, to know what it is you're looking for in a mate.
Bam.
But when you add the aspect of you are also not intimate and you haven't been intimate for like a while, man, you really think, who am I about to relinquish that to? Who am I about to relinquish all of that commitment I've made to not being intimate and focusing directly on myself? Who am I relinquishing that to? You really think about that. You really think about that, because that commitment to y'all out there who have committed to not only being single, but to also not being intimate with anyone.
Oh my God.
Your next one, I'm telling you, you're really putting thought into it. And I want to say, good job. Good job.
Caucasian. Oh my God, this is all again females just giving bad advice, man. Just her 40s, bro. I'm telling you, the world's gonna change, guys. The thing is that they're gonna crash and they're gonna do what they're doing, and I think they're gonna self-destruct. Let's put it that way, in my opinion. I think for men, it's important. You guys, it's important to work in yourself, man. Really, guys, you have to work in yourself. You have to make this thing happen. I do believe in my heart, I do believe that we all have a plan in this world to make sure our generation is better. Make sure you're doing your part. Learn from this. These females are just gone, guys. They're gone. So make sure if you're going to get married, you're going to be with somebody, you have to do your work. And that way, if you're better your character, the better people or person you're going to be with. You have to work on yourself, guys. This is some crazy stuff. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.